Hello and welcome back, my friends. I am Preacher, and today I bring poor tidings. PlayStation has shut down or is in the process of shutting down Bluepoint Studios. And this is just 100% a failure. This is 100% a failure on PlayStation, no holds barred. This is mismanagement to the utmost. The fact that me as a PlayStation fan, right? What did Bluepoint do, right? Bluepoint did the amazing remasters of Shadow of the Colossus and Demon Souls. Demon Souls was why I needed a PlayStation 5. So them shutting down Bluepoint is a problem for me. And then, the rumor was that they had them on a live service, God of War live service project that got canceled by PlayStation, and now they're shut down. In the beginning of this generation, Bluepoint was talking about making their own independent IP, something they were interested in. Instead of that, it looks like PlayStation put them on. Now, we have plenty of people who say PlayStation has not made any studios, go live service. We have a lot of different people from within PlayStation saying that. Within and former PlayStation people saying that. And I think if they were making people do live service, I think it would have come out at this point, or maybe it comes out now, you know what I mean? But I think it would have come out at this point. So to me, I don't think they're making people do it. But if they're doing it, because they know that's what PlayStation was looking for, and then PlayStation isn't, helping these teams maintain between that transition, that's a failure. That's a huge failure. And the fact that Fair Games still exists and Bluepoint had to go, that just shouts to me a huge mismatch in priorities, like an issue in priorities. And this is on the back of PlayStation having a good quarter. We just talked about their good quarter. So they're not doing this out of, true desperate straits. You know what I mean? That's just a mismanagement. They probably didn't have anything, just like with Xbox, didn't have anything coming up. And boom, they gotta go because it's costing more to keep them open than to let them cook. But that's what you do. That's what you sign up for when you buy these studios, That's why in this post-acquisition world that we're in, I think we can see a lot of them was not a good idea. And I used to talk about, I wish Sony would acquire Square Enix. I can't be happier that they didn't, because obviously not everything was as it seems. PlayStation can't even I think we really have to look at this because PlayStation is successful. You know what I mean? PlayStation is not Xbox. I say that here all the time, and we're not switching that up now. It works for the good and the bad. PlayStation is not in the position that Xbox is in. PlayStation is selling crazy consoles. PlayStation's games sell. PlayStation is making more money this generation than they have any other generation. So in reality, I can't see a situation where they needed to shut down Bluepoint to survive, right? Xbox is having to shut down these studios because they can't support their own weight with ABK, right? That's clearly what's happening. PlayStation could support all this. They're choosing not to. Something happened. Something wasn't working for them where they chose to shut them down rather than let them go and do anything else. You know what I mean? Ship them to another or shop them to another publisher, anything. You're just shutting them down. So that's PlayStation being destructive in the industry. I can't call it anything but that, straight up. So, and it's with a developer that I think was very strong, that wasn't given a chance, that wasn't given a chance. I can only place this on bad bets like the big Bungie stuff, you know what I mean? You look at it, Bungie was probably Bungie had been on the ball, this probably wouldn't have happened, but they weren't, so they're looking to cut now, in a studio that brought you a hit like Demon Souls Remake is now, why didn't you put that on PC, right? We're years out from that. Why didn't you put that on PC to try to give them some sort of bump to help them survive? Like, This to me shouts of mismanagement on Sony's part. Just as a whole, you mismanaged the studio and didn't even use them for what they were good for. Why didn't you have them on other remaster titles? Why didn't you have them remaster Killzone? Why didn't you have them remaster Resistance? What did you have them doing? Like, there's a lot of questions. None of them look particularly good on PlayStation. Just straight up. To say I'm disappointed is an understatement. You know what I mean? Bluepoint was a seriously good studio. They brought some really strong graphical fidelity and just straight up remake chops. You know what I mean? I would hope that they were working on Bloodborne remake this whole time in order for the PS6 launch when that eventually happens. That's out the window now. Now who's gonna make that? Who's going to make that now? Does anybody make that? That might be truly out the window now. You know, rather than something that they're holding in the back pocket, that might be something gone. Or it might not be done well. Even worse. This will undoubtedly go down as a mistake for PlayStation. This is the kind of shutdown that's reminiscent of shutting down Japan studios. This is just an ill-informed idea, an ill-informed cost-cutting measure. You know what I mean? This is you weighed it. Whatever was on the other side of that scale, you should have took that. You weighed it wrong. You weighed this situation very wrong, in my opinion. Bluepoint, and I say this all the time, people act like PlayStation has no games and their studios haven't gone because primarily Bluepoint and Bend haven't pushed anything on the PlayStation yet, and Naughty Dog, that's pretty much all that's left who haven't really pushed anything on the PlayStation 5. So that's who people were looking at, and I've always said that Bend and Bluepoint are not top tier number one studios for PlayStation studios that motherfuckers was keeping an eye out for their every game. They really weren't. Neither Ben nor Bluepoint are those guys, but they're your guys. But they're your guys still. You know what I mean? And they do good work, so to get rid of them is nuts. To get rid of them is nuts when you didn't try to do nothing else with them. When you didn't put them on any good projects. You need, like I said before, I've said this before with PlayStation. They need to fulfill their duty as a publisher. It's times like these when I look at this and I'm like, okay, well, why would anybody want to sign up with PlayStation right now? You know what I mean? I think a lot of it, for the most part, I think you got to take PlayStation deals, you know what I mean? And I think that pretty much goes across the industry. You don't really want to get bought by one of these houses right now. You don't want to get bought by one of these platform houses right now because they're chopping and screwing. They're chopping studios and screwing developers for fucking real, man. And it's sad to see. So, I want y'all to hear it from me first, very first and foremost. I just seen it. I'm massively disappointed. This is something. Lob those rocks at Sony headquarters, boy. You know what I mean? You won't see me say a word. Lob them fucking rocks, because, man, what a mistake. What poor planning for the future. And right now, there's an easy W that was on PlayStation's plate that they threw out, that I watched them throw out. So, yeah, largely disappointed in this move from PlayStation as somebody who uses the platform. But that's going to do it for me, y'all. That's all I can really say on that. That's all I can really say on that, man. I hope the people at Bluepoint, you know what I mean, y'all do fantastic work. I hope that y'all can land on your feet. You know, it's always about the people and the people at the studio who make the games. And, you know, even though they're not making games for PlayStation no more, I would love for them to come together and create their own collective and maybe work on that IP they wanted to. Because they have some outstanding talent over there, and Sony and PlayStation are 1000% weaker for their loss. So let's hope that this is the last studio closure of the year from anyone, you know, especially PlayStation. But from anyone, let's hope there's no more studio closures. I don't know if that's realistic at this point, but let's hope. And that's going to do it for me, y'all. My name is Preacher, and I do so hope to see you right back here on the pews.